Hi, my name's Christy, and I'm a boundaries and resiliency coach at In Health and Healing. Join me for a series on emotional hygiene. In this episode, we'll be kind of digging into what does it mean to have good hygiene? What does it mean to have good emotional and mental hygiene? And how can the people around me benefit? So, when I think of good physical hygiene, I think of someone smelling good. When I think of good physical hygiene, I think of someone who showers regularly. I think of someone who brushes their teeth and maybe they have cologne or perfume on and they keep up with all the maintenance that goes on with the human body. And that positively impacts the people around them. If someone showers regularly, wears deodorant, brushes their teeth, Uh, I am blessed to be close to someone who smells good. I get to enjoy their pleasant aroma. And at the same time, if a person isn't maintaining good physical hygiene, it can negatively impact the people around them. Uh, have you ever stood close or been in the vicinity of someone who just has bodacious body odor? Or maybe someone who hasn't washed their hair for an extended period of time and it smells like they're growing an exotic cheese up there. Uh, I don't think I've met a person that has body odor or has an unpleasant aroma and thought, gosh, I really want to cozy up to that person. In fact, if you've ever been close to someone where um, they haven't brushed their teeth yet and they've had a cup of coffee and they step close to say something to you, I've stepped back a step or two every time. Uh, and much the same is emotional hygiene. So when we're good maintaining our own physical hygiene, we benefit our health benefits most importantly. There can be heart risk if you're not brushing your teeth regularly. Wounds can develop. There can be skin rashes if you're not regularly washing. Yeast can develop on the scalp, along with other fungi. And if you're not brushing your teeth, um, if you're not drinking water, I knew a person who had a condition called it was like black hairy tongue, uh, due to not maintaining good hygiene. Um, and the body is its own ecosystem. So we have to maintain good hygiene, right? And it's a necessity for communal living as well. And when we think of good mental hygiene, I think of energy. You ever been around someone where you walk away and you just think, gosh, like I feel frustrated after interacting with them or I feel drained? At the same time, have you ever walked away from an interaction with someone and thought, gosh, what a pleasant person? I feel so uplifted. I feel positive. I feel encouraged. And it really puts like winds in your sails. Mental hygiene and emotional hygiene is just as critical in interpersonal and communal relationships. And when we think of like what is good emotional hygiene? What even is emotional hygiene? And it's just simple, much in the same of our own physical hygiene. It's daily habits that fit into our lifestyle. We all have different needs. We all have different lifestyles and levels of maintenance levels. Some have a higher level of skin maintenance, of dental maintenance. Maybe it's washing their face more regularly. Like we all have the needs of our physical body, and we all know what ours is. And emotional hygiene is just the same. It's having an awareness of what your emotional and mental needs are and building in daily, regular habits where you're able to maintain good hygiene, meaning I'm not going to negatively impact the people around me. I think the first and foremost on this list is paying attention to the quality of your environment. When I maintain good boundaries, when I'm paying attention, going back to that, if I'm maintaining good, healthy boundaries, if someone crosses my boundaries, I'll walk away from that experience and I'll feel angry. I'll feel resentful. If I'm able to have a good, healthy conversation of around a boundary or where I feel seen and heard. Maybe it's a food boundary. Maybe I'm allergic to something, and someone says, "Oh gosh, I didn't know that you were allergic to cilantro." And they'll take care to maybe put the cilantro on the side next time. That would be a considerate thing. Or let me know if something has cilantro in it so I could just not partake in that dish. That's fine. They don't have to do any my boundaries are for me to maintain, not for them. um, and paying attention to the people, to the energy around you, to the quality of energy around you. If I'm surrounded by negativity, pessimism, frustration all the time, eventually that is going to bog my emotional and mental well being down. I will then become frustrated. I will then become pessimistic. And it's going to negatively impact me, my health, and the people around me. So it's important to pay attention to the quality of the people that you expose yourself to. Now, there's some situations that, work or school or, and that's where lifestyle comes in. Maybe you exercise 5 minutes longer to move that energy around. We all can't avoid stress or stressful people, but we can maintain habits to help counterbalance or compensate for that level of stress. If I'm working a job outside and I'm spending 10 hours a day in the hot sun doing physical hard labor, I'm probably going to need to shower once or twice a day and probably scrub a little longer, and in the morning maybe put on a little bit more deodorant. Um, so if I have that awareness of the level of um, what's asked of my body and physical exertion, I'll have to counterbalance and plan ahead and accommodate for that certain lifestyle. And emotional and mental well-being is the same. If I'm at a job with pessimistic, frustrating environment, then when I get home from work, maybe I do somatic breathing. Maybe while I'm at work, I take a 5 minute break to the bathroom and do some breath work. Uh, Maybe I have reminders pop up on my phone with words of affirmations and encouragement. Whatever fits the needs of that person and what their body and nervous system responds to. So we can't avoid negative energy all the time, but it's important to note like where you're exposed to it, if you can avoid it, and if you can't, then ways in which you can compensate to counterbalance the weight of that strain on your nervous system. A good way to counterbalance a stressful environment or just kind of nourish yourself and to maintain good hygiene is somatic exercises. Somatic exercises are slow, intentional, mindful movements that bring your awareness to your body. So, something just as simple as sitting back in your chair, feeling the rise and fall of your chest, paying attention to your breath. And once you're focusing on your breath, just do a little scan. Just do a little scan from the top of your head to your brows. I know many of you are out there furrowing your brows. Give them an invitation to release. Next, go to the jaw and just give an invitation to release that held tension. As you bring your awareness down, any tension held in your chest, in your diaphragm, in your stomach, maybe your shoulders, your back, your neck, your hips, your knees, your toes, and your fingers. And somatic exercises are to just invite your body to release held tension and to bring your awareness into your body. Often, when I'm concentrating on studying for something, or it can happen with reading sometimes, but when I'm really concentrating or working hard or feeling stress, I tense my shoulders up, my jaw gets tense, I'm probably furrowing my eyebrows, my diaphragm feels tense, and especially when I'm around negative people, I'll start to just tense up. And somatic exercises can be a great way to bring your awareness into your body, to just invite it to relax. When we have stored tension in the muscles, that can develop in stiffness, that can develop in sometimes it can be injuries too. But it can be painful, stiffness, muscle stiffness, and stored tension over a period of time is quite painful. So just making a daily habit, I would hope multiple times a day, just a moment. It doesn't need to be long. Just take a moment and invite yourself to just release that held tension. And a great accompanying exercise is breath work. Box breathing is very popular. There's tons of different breathwork exercises available on YouTube. There's lovely, like with box breathing, there's a lovely visual that helps you signal when to breathe in, hold it, breathe out, hold it. So visual aids can be very helpful. I believe the app Calm has breathwork prompts on there as well. And when I'm in a pinch, I love some puffy cheek breathing. And that's just simply breathing in through your nose. So I'm going to hold it and puff my cheeks out and then slowly release the air. So I'm going to breathe in through the nose. I'm going to Exhale by blowing the cheeks out. And then I'm going to slowly release that exhale. And that could be in the middle of a business meeting. That could be ordering lunch. It could be any time of the day. It could be on the drive home. My attention doesn't have to be anywhere else. It could just be a quick, I love it for a quick, like when you're in a pinch, just a quick breath work, just to get the breath moving and move that energy around. It can also, breath work can also help. It can help regulate. It can help up-regulate and down-regulate, meaning that if I'm down-regulated, if I'm in a calm state, like you ever think of like before football games or like a boxing match or something, and you see them, they're like pumping their breath like quicker. Where your breath goes, your nervous system will follow. So if you're looking to pump yourself up and to get yourself ready for some type of physical exertion, or to get excited about something, or just if you're looking to be upregulated, quick breath work to get that jolt of energy in your body can be a great way to get there. Where your breath goes, your body will follow. Just at the same time, for my anxiety friends out there, if you're in an upregulated state and you're looking to regulate, bring your regulation in a lower state of being, slowing your breath down and your nervous system will follow. So slow, intentional breathing. Ideally, you'd like a longer exhale than the inhale. There's many methods out there. Find one that you're drawn to and your body responds to, whatever that looks like for you. Another lovely accompaniment to somatic exercises, breath work, is grounding techniques. So we have the somatic, the energy in the body, bringing your awareness in your body, releasing the tension. We have the breath work, which covers your nervous system, up-regulating, down-regulating, or just regulating your nervous system to a state of being that is ideal for you. Grounding techniques bring your awareness to the present moment. I have a mind that loves to drift. It is a wanderer. It just, when I have a moment that's idle and I'm not really thinking or focusing on something, my mind just loves to walk on a path that is of its own. And it will walk in the past and it will walk in the future, and it's going to find some worry or concern and it's going to pick it up and hold it. And if I'm trying to relax, unwind, maintain good mental and emotional hygiene, I need to be aware of where my mind is. What matters most is this moment that we're in. I can't do anything about what's in the past. I can prepare some for what's in the future, but I don't necessarily know what that holds. What matters is this present moment and how I can support myself in this moment. So somatic or excuse me, grounding, excuse me, grounding techniques brings your awareness to the present moment. And that can just look like the here and now, bringing my mind to what I'm doing, what I'm experiencing, what's my environment. Uh, we're not worrying about what happened in the past. We're not concerned with what could potentially go wrong that is likely not going to go wrong in the future. We're just concerned with what we're doing right here, right now, in this moment. We're enjoying the people or the animals that we're with and what we're doing what we're saying. And grounding techniques. A favorite one that's very popular is 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 method. And that's 5 things you can see, 4 things you can touch, 3 things you can hear, 2 things you can smell, and 1 that you can taste. Another grounding technique in a pinch, if I'm in the middle of a conversation with someone and I'm feeling my anxiety to start to rise, it's not really going to be accessible to me to do a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 exercise. So if I'm in a pinch, stating the day, like where you are, the day, and the time. So that would be I'm in Summerville, South Carolina on June 24th, 2026, and it's 4:12 p.m. And so that, and outwardly, if you're in the middle of a conversation with someone, that could just be, looking at your time and just bringing your awareness to this is where I am. I'm in my office in Summerville, South Carolina on June 24th, 2026 at 4:12 p.m. There's tons of other grounding techniques, and they can include touching something. There's great grounding stickers out there that I really favor. They have a textured overlay. I have someone in my life that attaches it to their drinking cup. And so every time, or when they need to, they'll have this drinking cup and they'll pick their cup up and rub this textured sticker just to bring their awareness to the moment. So find what works for you and what your body responds to. And there's tons of different methods and techniques out there. Just have fun and explore. Next on the list is maintaining a balanced diet. Good food and food that is good for us is important. It is important. When I think of how my body responds to when I have when I'm trying a new recipe for a salad or a sweet potato, or when it's a nutrient dense meal that tastes good, it feels like my body dances and is like clapping its hands because it tastes good, but my body knows that it's going to be fed and nourished, and it helps support good hormonal balance, all the different systems in the body, everything just in balance. But that doesn't mean that it can't taste good either. Find what works for you. And everyone has, again, this goes back to lifestyle and what your personal needs are. Maybe that's lower sugar, higher protein. Maybe that's no carbs, uh, high fat, low fat, low salt, high salt, like whatever your needs are. Find what works for you, a balanced diet that fits your needs, your lifestyle, and your body. But food is a very important part to overall hygiene, including mental and emotional hygiene. Movement is important as well. So we touched on intentional somatic exercises, and that can move that energy around. It's slow and it's intentional. Exercise can do that. Exercise can include like weightlifting, walking, cardio, swimming, sports. Just move your body in a way that fits for you. I have a physical disability, so for um, my friends out there with mobility challenges, or yeah, mobility challenges, uh, find what fits for your needs and your lifestyle. I'm able to do seated exercises. You can find tons of seated exercise videos on hereditary health excuse me, Hereditary Neuropathy Foundation, HNF. They have a huge library of different seated exercises. Stretching is great for the body. I stretch every day. Um, and if you're able to walk, go for a nice walk that fits your needs. I know that there's arthritis or breathing, or, we all have our own ailments and things that we have to accommodate, especially as we age. So find what works for you. You certainly don't want to hurt yourself, but movement is very important. When I think of like, there's days where, oh, I don't really want to go for a walk. I have a dog, and it's important for her to get out and to move. She's a better balanced dog. She's more well behaved, and she can ease more easily into being rested and relaxed in the evenings when she goes out for a good long walk. And there's days where, of course, I'm like, oh, I don't want to do that, blah, blah, blah. But then I go out for the walk to walk my dog, and I come back and I just feel, when I set out on that walk, I'm like low energy and I didn't want to walk, but then I go for the walk and I come back and it's, oh goodness, I feel so much better, and I'm able to rest better that night. When we tuck in for, reading a book or just kind of the relaxation time before bed, I'm able to ease into a better, deeper, relaxed state when that energy has been moved around. So, whatever that looks like, feels like to you, and fits into your lifestyle and the needs of your body, find what works for you. And that brings us to sleep, getting good sleep. Uh, Thinking about like nightly routines, kind of calming the nervous system down, preparing it for bed. Some people like to watch TV before bed, and that's what calms them down. Personally, I can't do that. Reading, my mind stays too active, so I'll need to read. Um, or maybe it's journaling. Journaling would be a great way. But find what nighttime routine works for you to signal to your body that it's time to settle and tuck in. And lifestyle wise, for good mental and emotional hygiene, connection. Connection is great. Connect with people who bring the best out in you. Uh, much like food that nourishes us, we want to be around groups, communities, and people and individuals who nourish us as well. Not that we're feeding off of them, but that we feel invigorated, enlivened, inspired, creative. It brings the best out in us. Lean into those relationships. Fun and adventure is also great for good mental and emotional hygiene. Often as adults, we lose the wonderment of fun and play and adventure. And when you can find what works for you, maybe that's line dancing, maybe it's hiking, maybe it's learning a new language, participating in a sport, going to a museum, whatever that means for you, whatever, maybe it's trying a new food, a new recipe, uh, fun, adventure, playfulness, in the form of connection. And that could just be a solo act too. Um, One of the solo kind of creative acts that I love to do is just to go to a pretty park, a pretty place, sometimes just outside my house, and take pictures of nature. And it's a way for me to kind of spark creativity, brings me to the present moment. And it's a little adventurous, a little off the beaten path. Uh, but there's all different ways. Just find what your body responds to, what nourishes you, what makes you feel alive and present and inspired, what you really it's like food for the soul. And that brings me to disconnecting with technology to connect with nature. As I mentioned, nature photography. Uh, we have a whole wide world around us. And personally speaking, when I have a concern or a worry, it can feel so big and so loud. And it's a helpful reminder to just tap into nature to remember the perspective of things. This little bitty bird outside is chirping. The wind is whistling through the leaves on the tree. There is a whole wide world out there, and it helps with perspective to remember that. So just bring, it could mean having a cup of, like, if you are a coffee drinker in the morning, maybe sit outside and just be still. Listen to the cicadas, look at the sunlight on the grass. Maybe it's listening to the neighbor's dog bark. But just listen to the creatures and animals and plants around you. It really is quite inspirational to look at the beauty of our planet. And that could be in your neighborhood, and that can be in a national park. It could be wherever you bring your awareness to. It could be at the beach. But nature is quite inspirational. It's also a great reminder just of the perspective of the continuance of life and life cycle. Tapping into a power source greater than yourself is helpful with mental and emotional hygiene as well. Spirituality, philosophy, religion. When we feel depleted, we need to tap into an inspiration of some type. That could be prayer, that could be reading Stoic philosophy from Marcus Aurelius. Um, that could be reading self help books. That could be going to church, doing a daily devotional, whatever that looks like, feels like to you, and is the power source that you strike inspiration from. Uh, that's what you tap into and lean into. And it's a power source outside of yourself that you can, when you're feeling low or weak, or it strikes the spark to invigorate you, enliven you, and really uh, dig the roots down deep to give you the stamina to rise to whatever occasion is being tasked of you. For me, that's Christianity. Uh, but there's a whole wide world out there, whatever that looks like and feels like to you and lines up with your values and your belief systems. That's what you tap into. Creativity is also so inspiring. It can really creativity can calm me. It can excite me. It could be fun. It can be emotional too. But in a good way, like a good emotional outlet. It's such a great outlet. Um, that could look like music, whether it's creating it, singing it, enjoying it. It could look like dancing. It could look like art, witnessing it, creating it, whatever fits for you. That could look like writing, journaling, um, creativity. uh, is a great outlet to move energy around. And whatever, again, whatever you're drawn to, there's tons of crocheters out there. Uh, Writing, playing music, writing music, photography, movies, sewing. There's tons and tons and tons of stuff. Mixed media art. Um, so whatever you feel drawn to, and your body responds to, and you leave walk you walk away feeling alive, invigorated, excited, motivated. It can really help with confidence, with self trust, with capability. I have a physical disability. I have Charcot Marie Tooth disease, and it's a disease that it impacts the strength of your of your hands and your feet. And when I can create something with my hands, when I can use my hands, even in their weakened state, it gives me such a sense of accomplishment. I love to paint, and yeah, it's great. It's great to challenge yourself. I enjoy learning new skills on how to paint better, and it's really lovely to see the finished product, even in its imperfect state. It's still lovely to have that sense of accomplishment of seeing what you've created. So find what your body responds to and what you're interested in. Creativity is a great way to emotionally and mentally nourish yourself. Journaling can also be great. Connecting, I think, kind of the pillars of self care are connecting with a power outside of yourself, with a higher power, connecting with nature, and most importantly, connecting with yourself. And when I can connect with myself through journaling, it lets me know where I am, what I'm thinking, where I'd like to go, what I'm grateful for, what I'm inspired by. It really builds and supports a friendship with yourself. There's different journal prompts out there depending on what it is that you'd like to grow in or what interests you. There was a popular gratitude journal a few years back, quite a few years back. Um, but there's different prompts of, it could, maybe it's task oriented. I love a good checklist of what my tasks are for the next day and the satisfaction of checking that list off. Um, and it could look like what inspires me, what I learned, what's weighing heavy on my heart. And it really supports a nurturing, meaningful friendship with yourself. So through the internet, you can just do an internet search on different journaling prompts. And again, with journaling, it's fitting it into your lifestyle. There's prompts for morning journaling, afternoon, evening, nighttime journaling. So morning journaling would look like what's planned for my day. Um, and nighttime journaling would could look like what I'm grateful for, that happened that day. So it's whatever fits into your lifestyle. And, again, maybe it's not every day, maybe it's once a week. Or when the moment strikes you. But just ideally, hygiene is regular habits that support you, nourish you, connect you with yourself, with nature, and with a higher power, to bring you to a balanced state. So we're not eking out odor. So we're not emitting odor. I think of the Peanuts character. Uh, his name is going to come to me in a second. Where he has the dust ball around him and he's dirty and uh or maybe Pepe Le Pew. Maybe Pepe Le Pew. So that we're not emitting emotional odor onto other people. When we love ourselves, we're better able to love other people. And supporting ourselves supports the relationships, especially closest to us. Our window of tolerance deepens, our compassion deepens, our ability to support ourselves and other people on occasion. So, good hygiene overall, it prevents, just like in the physical sense, if good hygiene isn't maintained, eventually it will impact your health. It could, s- I mean, think of E. coli. If someone isn't properly washing their hands and they're preparing food, there's a whole population of people, whoever you're cooking for, and is going to eat that. Like you could get them real sick. And if I'm not maintaining the healthy barrier of my skin, eventually I'm going to develop rashes and infections and sores. Um, and mental and emotional hygiene is much the same. If I'm maintaining good mental hygiene and emotional hygiene, my health will be better and stronger for it, and the people around me, especially the people closest to me, um, can have an environment where they can really flourish and their health can grow and they can have stability, and that results in a good communal um, experience for everyone. So that's our first episode. That's our first episode on good mental and emotional hygiene. If you have any questions or comments, please post them below and I'll get to them as soon as I can. Next episode, we're going to be cracking into friendship. So now we have our good emotional hygiene down. How does that benefit those around us? And what is friendship? What does healthy friendship look like? And how can we support and lean into healthy friendships? So join me next time. Thanks.